All right, we are recording. Let me just open up this gallery view because I like to look at everybody. I like to see everybody's faces on. And we'll have people that hop on throughout it, and we'll have people that catch the replay. Mondays are kind of tricky. I know we have dance and running all over the place and so forth. So there's a couple reasons why I wanted the guest tonight to be the guest tonight. But also, I want to say this because Lacey said something last night on Stacy's Zoom, and it was such a moment. And you guys have heard me say this over and over again. When something's not working for you, you've got to try something different. And you really kind of have to take that initiative yourself. Like, nobody's going to make you do something different than what you're doing. And a lot of us do work this business online. However, I didn't start that way. And I think that a lot of people think that I did. I think that a lot of people think that I got to where I got to solely online, but I didn't. I worked an awful lot. In fact, I'm going to take you back there real quick. So when I got started, my person that signed me up told me that, because I was like, okay, I had to use my income tax money to get started in this industry. And the package that I purchased the night that I bought my pack, I had to buy a $99 kit. But then if I wanted to, I could spend $149 for this extra booster kit. Okay. And there were a couple different ones that I could buy, but I just went with the $149 one. And I knew that if I sold, and it was wraps, okay, like body wraps and stuff, I knew that if I sold the box of wraps that came with my $99 kit, plus the box of wraps that came with the $149 kit, so I had 2 boxes of wraps. I could sell them each for $25 a piece because there were 4 in a box. I would make my money back. And then I had facial wraps that I could also sell for $25 a pop, and basically I would make my money back, and I didn't have any money really coming out of pocket. Now, I want you guys to picture the Amanda that had her car repossessed in front of her house like a month and a half before this, okay? I want you guys to understand that this is not the same Amanda that you've seen walk across the stage as a millionaire. This is not the same Amanda that has a 200K right now on this Zoom. This is an Amanda that was coming from a place that I didn't have that extra money ever, okay? And I literally survived paycheck to paycheck. So I needed that money to be replaced immediately. So I asked the girl that I signed up with, very similar to when we sign up people now, I need to make my money back immediately. Like, I want to try these products, but I need to make this money back immediately. What do I need to do? And she basically gave me a checklist. She was just like, listen, you need to sell some wraps. So just like we tell you guys that you need to sell some minis, same concept, okay? How do you sell those minis? Well, you share results. You tell people how it made you feel. You get the product in your hand. You try it. When I bought my upgrade pack, I had never tried any of our products with my first company. So I waited to share my own results till my package came. And let me just tell you, it took forever for my package. I think it was like 2 weeks before I actually got my products. It took forever. So in that meantime, I had to get people to believe me and want to try what it was that I had my hands on. So I just started sharing everybody else's results, which you can too, which is we have a great fan page here that I definitely didn't have in my previous company. You were kind of like hoping and praying that the results that you were sharing were true, because we were like looking on Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram. Instagram wasn't even really a thing then. And Facebook, like, most people didn't have friends, like, except for people they went to school with or they worked with. Like, it was literally just like a whole different world. So I just started sharing on Facebook. I had a lot of people unfollow me, but I was like, this is not working. Like, what else can I do? So I started advertising parties, kind of like what you could be doing right now, little get-togethers. And that's kind of what I'm going to have Lisa and Lena talk about here in just a little bit, because you really have to figure out a way to spin these type of things, because nobody wants to just come to a party. Like, they know you're just trying to sell them something. Okay. So you don't make the person feel stupid. Like, yeah, like we're gonna try some products, and I want you to try them because they're awesome, right? Like, there's no secret there. We're not trying to trick anybody. And the more you try to trick somebody, the less trust you're going to have. And the less trust you have, the less likely they are going to ever want to order from you or join from you. So when I first started, I was trying to get people together. And what I would do is I would say, okay, if you get 5 people there, your wrap is going to be free, right? So like if somebody has 5 people show, you could have somebody get a 3-day mini experience for free if they had 5 guests there, right? Or 5 people that were willing to do, like you could do a giveaway also. I would always have people like do giveaways. Like we would try sample products. Like we had like this greens drink, which I wish I would have realized was going to be really gross, because that was not a very good sales tactic on my part, because I don't hide my face very well, as you guys all know. So anyways, I was like, well, what can I do? Oh, I mixed the green stuff that you're supposed to be drinking with the defining gel and slap it on people's faces and make little masks out of it, which was so not compliant with my company. But anyways, I thought it was fun. And what well, we have cool masks. Like we have charcoal masks and we have stuff like that, right? That you could be having like wine and sip parties, or I don't know, and let people try stuff. But anyways, my point is that I would have these get-togethers, and you guys, I would sign 6 and 7 customers like nobody's business at these parties, because I wasn't trying to sign everybody for the same stuff. I was trying to sign them for whatever it was that they were actually interested in. Isn't that a concept? I wasn't trying to get them to just sign up and do what I wanted them to do. I was sharing what it was that we had, sharing the products with them, and then it'd be like, okay, let's get you started. And get this, guys, when they signed up there, they were stuck in a 3-month contract and they got a discount, but they had to be signed up for 3 months. That meant they got 3 months on auto ship, right? So aren't we lucky? Here they can sign up on auto ship and they can cancel, pause, or delete that anytime they want. But there you had to stay 3 months. So it was a little bit trickier. I signed up for Working Women's Wednesday. So you guys have heard me talk about that before, which was just kind of like a little vendor table. Every Wednesday I would show up and nothing fancy. I would have some stuff out. I think I have some old school pictures on my phone. Whenever one of these girls are talking, I'll pull up and you guys will just crack up, because I have like 110,000 pictures or 110,000 pictures on my phone. So I definitely have one of those old pictures on my phone of me at vendor events and stuff like that. But my point is like I would go to like tattoo events. I would go to Southern West Virginia for great big craft fairs that were super huge and popular. I would sign up for mom and pop vendor events down the road. I would sign up at the ones at the school. I would always volunteer to take in a basket or like volunteer like something for some fundraisers or whatever, right? My point is like, I was like, how can I get in front of the most amount of people? And that's kind of the key in network marketing. It's not necessarily who you know, it's how many people you're willing to get yourself in front of and constantly in front of, and then cultivating those relationships and building those relationships. So let's start with Lisa tonight, because I'll tell you what, guys, it wasn't even a year ago at this point. It was in January of last year. Lisa did her very first live interview with me on Facebook. And she was going after her VIP 800, VIP 1600, and her 4K at the time. And she was getting ready to head to Disney World with her family. And I'm sure that I was like, she probably was like, what is this girl from West Virginia really want to interview for? I'm just joking. But I'll tell you what, she hasn't stopped since, and she's gone live. She's continued. She's cultivated. I don't even know how many locals at this point. Her and her husband are setting up vendor events. They've never once let their rank, which right now is a 12K, but I have no doubt, like, the growth game, you're building that strong team that we're going to see an explosion. And I have no doubt we're going to see you at 200K someday, because the reality of it is that she's doing the work that's going to get her there. And I know some of you guys might be pounding your head in the pavements, but you might just need to like shake things up a little bit. And I think hearing from some of these ladies that are doing it here and now might help you kind of break that ice or give you some ideas on how you could do it. So Lisa, let me unmute you real quick. And will you share, even though I just shared a tiny, tiny bit, will you share a little bit of your story with everybody?
Yeah, so I've been thriving for a little over a year now. I was low-key watching my girlfriend do it for a while because I was skeptic, and I'm sure, most of us started off that way. But I was a tired and moody mom. Like I felt like every day was a routine. I felt unproductive, and I was just, I felt lazy, right? And then it came to the point where I was constantly nagging at my husband, nagging at my kids, and every day it like we would start off on a negative note. And for a little bit I thought it was normal, this is mom life, whatever, right? But then there were bad days where I would drop off my kids to school crying, you know what I mean? And for to drop off your kids to school and they're crying in front of their friends and whatever because of something I did, like it made me feel horrible, right? So I knew something had to change. Thankfully my girlfriend, she kept, checking in on me. And one day she was like, Lisa, you need to try Thrive. Like, try it for a month. You're going to feel great. You're going to have energy and you're just going to have a positive mindset type thing. So, yeah, I bought in my first month right away. And then I started as soon as I got it, like the next morning. And yeah, everything's been smooth sailing since. Like, I feel great. I feel happy. I'm energetic when I wake up in the morning. I have more patience now, with my kids and with my husband. And yeah, my husband thrives with me. So that's really great. Two happy, thriving parents just means happy kids, right? So yeah, everything's going good. I feel like, Thrive has definitely helped give me my confidence back. I feel like I'm more put together, if that makes sense. And even with the opportunity, because it's pushing me out of my comfort zones in so many different ways, I feel like not only can I be a better wife and mom for my family, but I feel like I could give the world so much more, if that makes sense. Like I just feel like I have this purpose and I'm like just ready to run with it and just share it with everyone.
I love that you said that
Yeah.
because I think that a lot of people actually feel that, but they never convey it. Like they never say that. Like when I started thriving, I mean, you guys, I was going through a nervous breakdown, to be honest with you. After I lost my dad and I had to return to work in front of everybody that saw me retire from my job. And I was a top leader in my previous company. And I returned to that small community hospital that, employs like 200 people. And they all saw me come back to work. And I had, I was back into a lot of debt and things going on. When I started, the day that I started thriving, there was like a glow. It was an undeniable glow about me and an energy about me. My retirement video from my previous company, I was crying, but I was so happy at the same time because of how I felt. And I think that when you tap into that purpose of being able to help, you just want to help other people feel that too. It really rubs off on people. Like it really starts to just spread like wildfire. And that's one of the things I've always admired and loved about, your story, and especially you talking about your kids, because you guys, how many parents, like I want you to think about that. Like if you even made a post, how many parents drop their kids off screaming and crying because you maybe just flipped out on them? I know my kids have definitely gone to school after I've been screaming at them in the car. Okay. I just being honest. Like, I definitely have flipped my shit a few times. Even when I've been thriving, but whatever. Not quite as bad at all. But I think like that's something that's super important. And you said your husband's thriving with you, and two thriving parents for sure is better. Like, my house is so much cleaner. Thank you, Jesus. from both of us thriving, well, from him, honestly, because I hate to clean, but that's a reality. So when you got started, you ran after your VIP 800, VIP 1600, and wait, did you get your 1600? I know you went 4K and you got VIP. You did get VIP.
Yeah, I did. So I think the VIP 800, it was a couple days after our live. And then I got the VIP 1600 while in Orlando.
Yes, yes. And then you went 4K though too. Was it
Yeah.
while you were in Orlando?
No, I went to 4K at the end of February.
That's right. That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. But you did hit your VIPs.
I did.
And what did you do back then? Just because I think this is a good refresher. And I think it's good for people to hear, because each and every one of us should be aiming to re-hit our VIPs every single month. And when you practice that every single month as like a guideline of what you want to accomplish, you stay intentional and your business changes. So when you first came in, what did you do? Because there's new people on here that's never signed a single person before. What would you tell them to do to get their business rolling?
Definitely start posting on social media. Listen to, I guess, watch your newsfeed. Like if you see moms or other friends that complain that they're tired, or complain about, I don't know, that they're struggling with weight loss or weight management, like definitely reach out to them. Like with me, I have done progress photos in the past, like with other stuff, and I just kept up with that. And then just talking to people about it. I do like work from home, like I do lashes on the side, but like I would talk a little bit to my clients about it, like for the ones who were interested. So that wasn't like an easier way for me, I guess. But just staying consistent with posting and doing your follow-ups, making a list of the people that you want to reach out to, the people that you have on like happy packs and that kind of thing. And then just work whenever you have downtime. Like when we were in Orlando, I had my data on, but like I was in the line while we were waiting in line. Like I'm texting people away, or if we were back at the condo taking like the kids taking a nap, I was on my phone just going away. And yeah, just keeping up with posting, with stories and the news feed. I find just showing people that you're still around, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like works a lot. Because people can see that you're really genuine about what you're doing, that you're not just there just to sell, like you're actually showing up because you really, really believe in the product. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. No, it's a great step. So what made you start getting into doing locals? And I want to ask you this. I want to ask you, it's kind of like a two-part, because I think that most people don't do them for a couple reasons. I think most people don't do locals because they don't think they have anybody to invite to them. Okay. I think that people think they have to have these big shindigs. Okay. I think that's something that holds people back from putting them together, when really you could literally just go and say, hey, let's all meet for dinner at Panera Bread or something. And like, really, there's a lot of restaurants that let you have like a back room for free if everybody's ordering food, or if you order some appetizers or something like that. But sometimes you can just also just get a room if you don't want to have it at your house, or just a common meeting place. I mean, you can do these kind of events anywhere. So share a little bit about some of the events you've done. You've been traveling a lot. You don't have to be a certain rank. I think a lot of people think that they have to have a 200K leader, or they have to have, a higher ranked leader or something at those events. But how did you get started doing them? And like, what kind of escalated you down that road?
Yeah, so the first local I attended was actually at my friend Lorianne's house. And we did it with other girls in our team. And it was the first local I attended and the first local that I spoke at. So that was like a totally new thing for me, right? And it was the first time I ever met my teammates. So I had couple of my girlfriends come with me just to, be there and show support kind of thing. And yeah, just from there, like I just felt fired up, and during that time, like my upline, who's also my friend, her name's Ashley, we were both at 4K when we attended that local. And then a month later, we both hit 12K. You know what I mean? So it definitely lit a fire in our butts. And also, like I did attend Thrive Palooza too, so that definitely helped as well. And then I think it was summertime where it kind of got a little slower. So instead of just sitting still, right, and not doing anything and whatever, like I felt like, to me, I felt like nothing was, like there was not much growth anymore. So I knew I had to do something. So that's when we decided, okay, let's host our own living room local. So we did it at my friend's house, and we were nervous as heck, because we weren't sure if people were actually going to show up, right? Because the local in April, it was us and like other team members. You know what I mean? Like this one was just like solely just us. We did have people attend, but like everyone else were promoters as well, or our sidelines. So that was good practice for us, right? To practice our story, practice talking about the opportunity. And then yeah, I just felt like now that my husband is running with me, like we just have, I don't know, we just have this thing where we're like, okay, what can we do to get out there? Do we need to have a get together every month? Like what can we do just to put ourselves out there? And I find like because I held something or like a local every month or every couple of weeks, it made me like people saw me more on social media. So I feel like they kind of gained that trust more, so really, like I was thinking about it earlier today. We were counting how many locals I've attended. I've actually attended 10 locals since April, and for 8 of them I spoke at. And then we have another local this weekend where Twin and Ling are flying down. So yeah, it's crazy. I say just put yourself out there. Like it's scary, thinking about, if no one's gonna show or whatever, or like how your house is gonna look. Honestly, my locals were just in my basement. Like they were sitting on my couches, the kids were over, and we kept the kids busy with my kids, right? And yeah, I say just do it. Because honestly, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, I just get really excited getting together with people. So
You guys, Lisa's so magnetic. Is she not magnetic? Doesn't she just make you like want to go and do a local? Listen, I have to say this though. You just talked everything, even though it was a rough summer. You guys, it was a rough summer. Let's just be real, okay? It was a rough summer. And the people that didn't do any locals and didn't do a lot of personal growth or didn't stay consistent, they really took a huge hit. They took an even bigger hit, okay? I can tell you from a standpoint of watching my volume almost literally cut in half over the summer. Like we were approaching close to like 2 million or something ridiculously high. And then it was like, whoosh, it took a huge hit. And sometimes, especially in newer network, like if you're newer in network marketing, that can be like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, is this it? Are we done? Or if you've been in network marketing for a while, you're kind of burnout sometimes, and you've been running with the gas, and you just kind of like hit that, I don't know. For me, I can tell you that I have hit many times a burnout because I go all in. And now I'm trying to learn how to not be impulsive, Amanda, and not be all the time and be everything for everybody, just because it drains me. And I've learned that over the last couple years. Before this last year, which you guys didn't see me travel a lot. Well, actually, yeah, you did see me travel a lot this year, but you didn't see me do a lot of locals this year. If you had been in the year before, anybody that was here in 2018, 2017, I never stopped traveling. It seemed like once, twice a month, I was doing a local somewhere, flying from Texas to Connecticut to Indiana to freaking Arizona. I mean, I was everywhere nonstop. And it was great, but I got to be honest with you, when I stopped flying and doing all those locals, a lot of teams stopped doing locals. I think the only local I actually did this year, I only did one. Or wait, I don't know. February, I did one. Maybe I did one in January too, of this year. But like, I can honestly tell you, I feel that, holy crap, like I need to get in front of leaders, and I need to be like, I need to do more locals, and I need to get back out there. And while I'm not planning any going into the end of this year, starting the new year, I'm going to be flying around to some locals. I'm not going to organize them though. I'm going to, where teams are putting them together, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to come out. Obviously, I need to make my appearance in Calgary because you guys are just like kicking some major butt there. And I also need to get to Vancouver, or Twin might kill me. She might kill me if I don't make it out there. So the reality of it is that, you know, you've made the decision to go and do it. You made the decision, like, you needed to create. Is Shannon taking pictures and I'm like making funny faces or something at that time? Was I flipping somebody off? Okay, just making sure. I just saw her crack up and I was like, oh God, did I do something? um, but the thing is like, when the times are slower, that's when you want to get creative and you want to say, okay, what do I need to do to get some momentum happening? What can I do to create that? So you just told people, do it for practice, even if nobody shows up. So what? Get together, grab a couple people and have them for, you know, dinner or whatever. Is Twin in an airport right now? Oh no, she's in a gym. All right, there, fancy pants. But that's the thing. It's like,
Always plugging in.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah, wait, can we give Twin a shout out for hitting her re-rank bonus, which was hard as hell, okay, this time around, because we all saw what summer was like, and she just hit that sucker, $80,000 in new bonus outside of what her team was. You guys, that is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, phenomenal. Yeah, like she's the epitome of wow, and plugging in like she does. It's just, you guys, there's a reason why they're growing. There's a reason why she hit that bonus. There's a reason why they're putting on locals and getting together, and we're seeing growth there. And it's because they're doing the things that other people aren't. And you're going to see an explosion. You're going to see new 200Ks, right? So I'm not trying to like make anybody feel bad, but I am trying to give you that wake up call of like, hey, something's got to change. Every single person on here can do a local. Every single person on here can set up at a vendor event and so forth. And you said something, Lisa, the other day, because I saw somebody comment about not having products. Will you share about that?
For sure. So I like to keep all of my empty boxes. So those are what I use for display. I don't necessarily have like actual product with me when I have locals or go to vendor events. For locals, maybe I'll probably have skin on display. That way people can try it out. And I'll have blast that people can try, you know, and sip on during the presentation, I guess. But yeah, at the vendor booths, all of our boxes were empty. So you do not need product to set up a vendor booth or, you know, to set up a local. And yeah, that's pretty much all we did. With the vendor event that we had last weekend, there was just the two of us. It was a bit slower because it was at a school. I feel like with schools, they kind of just advertise within the community. But we did get, you know, a good handful of moms that needed energy and mental clarity. So that was great. We did have a giveaway. So for my one of my girls, she's actually gonna go and pick a winner and, you know, send that giveaway to her, or send the happy pack to her, I mean. And also what we're doing with the other people that entered the draw, we're actually sending out thank you cards. just saying thank you for stopping by our table and so on and so on. Let's stay connected. And then we would put in like 2 packets of blast or something. Yeah. So that way it kind of builds that relationship still, even though we saw them for a quick 2 minute at the at the vendor event, right?
You guys in that blast, man. It's like, it's like, listen, you guys, the very first time, like, I think I met most of these ladies, I had a hangover and they were like, you got to drink blast. It's going to be the best thing ever. And I hadn't tried it yet. And they got samples and I got to try it. And I was like, whoa, I did. I felt great. And then I probably shouldn't say this on the Zoom, but apparently, is Jackie on? I don't know. I think Jackie is on somewhere. I think I saw her head. Jackie is like, she puts a little blast in her shots. And I was like, woman, you're crazy. But, Twin will chase you around with trying to get you to do shots. I suppose everybody's got to put a little blast in there. But I love that idea that you just said, personal touch of like putting the cards, sending the cards out and everything like that. So what would you tell people? Because you can find events. Where do you mainly find events? Like at schools?
So I found most of them on Facebook. There's
Mhm.
actually a group in Calgary called Calgary Vendor Events or something. So
There's one in West
everything,
Virginia. That's West
yeah.
Virginia vendor events. I mean,
So
there's pretty
everything,
much one in every
yeah,
state.
yeah. So
And
it all,
country, I
so
guess.
yeah, all the events pop up, and I just like set a time during the day where I just sent emails out to like everyone asking if they had like a Labelle representative or something, and pretty much all of them said no, which is super great. So the ones that I was able to, to attend, like I did book those like right off the bat,
And I'll tell
despite of
you,
the
there's
price.
a new thing now on Facebook. If you just click events, like the events tab on your Facebook app, it'll like categorize by location. So like if there's something like there was just a big event last weekend at the Armory that we went to, but it pops up all these different events. So like you can always contact the organizer of those events, like use that thing called the telephone, or send the organizer a message, and ask them, do you have a Labelle promoter? Would I be able to set up or whatever? And it's just different ideas and different ways that you can do it. So anyways, Lisa, is there any other tips that you could give before you bring Lena on? Because I know you ladies, I mean, you're both kicking ass and you're really inspiring the crap out of me and making me know that like Amanda needs to step up her game. I'm gonna have a nice booty by the time I go on these next locals, though, just so y'all know.
um, well, so like for me, like another reason why we started the locals and the vendor events was more so to give my promoters practice, so that way they can meet. Uh, I guess so they could practice networking with other people and with new people. And it also gives them practice to talk about their story, right? Talk about their experience. Because I find, like if, yeah, you're confident behind a screen, but, for you to actually connect with someone in person, like you need to be confident in what you're saying, right? So yeah, so the locals and vendor events definitely help my girls become confident, which is super great. And yeah, it just shows them that it's not hard to do. It's easy to do. As long as you have empty boxes and some type of giveaway, like you're good to go. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that too because it's so true. And you guys, people stay for the community. People want to learn because of the community and the friendships. And I can tell you honestly, when I decided I was walking away from my last business, like I said, I was going through a very, very traumatic time in my life, but my business was crap. The only thing that kept me hanging on was the people. Um, and honestly, thankfully, I had blessings from the ones that mattered, and the other ones I knew I wasn't going to have the blessings from anyways because um, just being honest, it was, I don't know. I learned a lot of what not to do. Let's just say that, and how to not treat people by some of the things that I witnessed. And it was kind of like a traumatic shift, to just being honest with you. um, but um, but it's about the community. And I can honestly tell you, the community that we've created here has been just, I mean, something I never knew I could even ever experience. It's like I never even got to experience this level of that kind of community in my 4.5 years prior to this company. So, and just like what I see you guys all doing in Canada right now is just, it's building that community like I grew, like whenever I first came here. And that's an amazing thing to witness. And I'm seeing it on other teams as well. Just building their own little communities and growing. And the one thing I do want to tell every single person on this Zoom right now, because we do have a habit of, as we grow, to kind of branch off. Okay. But I'm going to tell you, I have seen over and over and over and over and over again that when people break off and they're like, oh, I'm going to go and start like my team page, or I'm going to go do this and do it my way and try to, basically shelter people away from everybody and stop plugging to like big events or whatever like this, or getting to locals and working together with sidelines and so forth, I start to see people crumble. So I just want to encourage all you guys that teamwork literally is the key to success. The more you come together, the more you allow people within your organization to learn from other people outside of your teams and so forth, and get that practice and build their confidence, the more you're going to see people continue to grow and flourish and just explode. So anyways, Lisa, I appreciate you sharing, and I'm sorry I talk so much. It just always happens. You're awesome. So the next time I have you on, you're going to be 40K, right?
Yep, that's the goal.
Yes.
It'll happen. It's going to happen.
Oh, no, it's going to happen. It is. All right, Lena. So you're up next, my dear. You want to share a little bit about, let me unmute you. You want to share a little bit about your story? There you go. A little bit about your story, and then share, because you have been, going to locals and doing all kinds of stuff too, and just kind of share a little bit about your tips and so forth. So.
All right. Hi. Thanks for having me on. Okay. So where was I before network marketing? I was working corporate life. I was at the bank for 13.5 years. And, prior to that, I thought that's what I was going to stay in. I job shadowed from grade 6. I went to school for it. And I was like, yeah, banker life, this is what it is. This is what I want to do. Went through like training and this and that. And I was like, yeah, this is up my alley. And so I started pursuing it, but nothing ever filled my cup. I dabbled in different positions and I was just like, okay, next. And then I went to something else, and then next. And then I moved to BC, and I was like, next. And I was just bored. And, and then after that, I was kind of working for people that were like in sales, right? So it was like everyone's making money. And then like, I was like, can I see myself doing this? No. So then I was like, I just wasted so much time. And then I was like, what do I do? And so I was like, okay, let's just keep job hopping and figure it out like down the road. And then I had kids. So I had kids, and I think it was just a reality check kind of thing. And it was just like, I was really tired. I'm a mom of 2, and they're like 18 months apart, 22 months apart. So I was like really tired, especially right when the second one was born. I would sleep all the time. And then I really had no energy to do anything. I didn't want to clean. I would just force myself to do things, and I thought that was life. And I was just like, like it's very normal to hear people really tired after they have kids. And I was just like, okay, this is life. This is where I'm gonna go. So, and then I think it was like November before, like after I had kids, or after my second son's birthday. Jackie was like, hey, I'm going to try Thrive. I'm like, okay, let's just see what happens. And then she didn't stay on it. So I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, out of my mind, it's gone. So I didn't really think about it. And then I seen another friend like on it, and she had more energy and she has 4 kids. And I'm just like, what the hell are you on? I have 2 kids. I'm so tired. I need to know what you're on, because I'm going back to work soon. I need the energy. And so she's like, oh, I'm on Thrive. I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like, okay, remember Thrive. You have energy. I'm going to order this. So I ordered it from my husband at the same time without telling him. And so it's like, so I'm going to do this. He's going to do this too. And I'm not going to tell him what it's about. Just hand it over. So that's how I started with this whole thing. And I was basically a day 1 Thriver. I woke up, and I usually take a shower to wake myself up. I hopped in the shower, and I was like, the shower wasn't even on, and I was awake. And I was like, what is this? I was like, I could deal with this. I could deal with this. This is good. And I was just like literally awake the rest of the day. I didn't ease myself in, so it was like a kind of like a whoo. So I checked on my husband like through the day, and he had the same feeling. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then day 3 was like, this is the best I've felt in so long. I haven't yawned. I haven't had a can of Coke. I haven't had a bubble tea. I don't know. It was just great. And I think it was like day 10. Day 10 was like basically my aha was like, everyone needs to feel this way.
Wait, I got to stop you. Did you guys just hear what she just did? She said day 1, day 3, day 10. How many times have all of you guys heard Paul say day 1, day 3, day 10? And she literally just said day 1, day 3, day 10. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that's how it kind of was. And I was just like, holy crap, this is expensive. I do not want to pay for this. And especially if it was for me and him, and he felt great. And I was like, how the hell do I get this for free? I literally went on Facebook and was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what this thing is, but it is great. And I got 2 customers out of that. I'm like, cool. And then I've got my first customer. Twin messages me and was like, hey, I'm Twin. And I'm like, who this?
Who this?
I'm like, who you my phone? I'm like, who is this? I'm like, it could be her, maybe not. It could be her. And I just remember sitting there staring at my phone for a while, like, okay, hi. And okay, so I didn't sign up as a customer because like I was told all wrong in the background. So I just didn't want to run an auto ship. I didn't want to be bugged, but I just wanted to be low key thriving, and I just wanted my products for free. So I got basically my first month for free, or my second month for free. And then she was like, hey, why don't you promote this? And I was just like, I don't know how. I never sold a thing in my life. And she was like, and she just kind of kept guiding me. And I was just like, I don't know. I just really want this for free. I don't really know how to share this. I don't know anything about network marketing. I was actually very closed-minded about network marketing. So when my aunt messaged me and goes, hey, what are you on? I literally told her, I don't know. It's a thing like a pyramid. I don't know, something like that. But the products are great. But she's on Thrive now. She's on Thrive, and she's doing very, very well. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess she just brushed that off, and she ordered with me. But yeah, fast forward, I started with Lisa's training. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I really need to learn. So Lisa threw out a destination to 12K kind of training. And basically, it's just this 200K swap, basically, but a lot harder.
The destination to 12K it was a lot harder.
I remember having a heart attack. I had a heart attack and a half, but I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do this business, I really need to dedicate my time and everything into this. And my eye opener was literally list your day out, your entire day of the minute you wake up until you go to sleep, what you're doing. I literally sent Jackie, I think, like 4 pages of what I did all day. And she was like, this is your day? I feel bad for you. And I was like, yeah. So I wake up at 4 in the morning and I start working till 6 a.m. because I have to start my day at 6. And I was looking at it and I was like, I don't have anywhere to fill in Thrive time. So I was like, hey, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. while kids are sleeping, this is where I'm going to start working. So I started messaging people. I had an alarm for 4 a.m., popped my capsule in, started working, powering through, like, hey, messaging people, like, how's it going, da, 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 like, through that. That's when I started working. And then on top of that, we had to do the destination to 12K or 20 swap thing. And it was so intense. I was literally having a meltdown all day long. Because I'm like super stressed from work. And when I was working at that time, I was supporting, I want to say like 90 mortgage brokers and 3 mortgage managers. So it was intense. Like, I never caught a break. I ate my lunch at my desk. And literally, if I went to breathe, I'm like, hey, like, thrive. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try something else. So I started wearing my DFTs like all over, showing everywhere, just as long as it's visible. And my favorite one was Burn, where it says, like, if you're curious or ask or something like that. That was my favorite one to wear because everyone asked. And I wore it in the office and I worked at a tower. So I'd walk down the stairs and people were like, I worked at the 36th floor. I walked down every day and everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? So it kind of caused some attention, right? So they're like, you just walk down 36 floors? I'm like, yeah, sometimes I go up. So that's what kind of drew attention and started my business while I was at corporate. I grew it this way. And then I wanted to quit corporate so bad. I dedicated every minute of my day, anything open, anything, I brushed it all aside. I did a lot of, I read a lot of ebooks, or I listened to a lot of ebooks over and over and over. I listened to something every month. I'll have a new book or the same book, and I need to hear it again, because every time something happens in your life, you need to hear something again, and it resonates you better that way. So I was like, okay, I need to really make this work, and that's how I kind of started it. My business didn't grow for about 6 months. I started about 4K, and I was okay with it because I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I was like, if I want to know what I'm doing and I need to get to 12K, I need to know what I'm doing, because if people are coming on board with me, I need to know what to tell them to do. And if I'm not training myself and I'm not getting myself in a better mindset, I won't grow. And so that's kind of where it started growing. And we attended the first local in Vancouver, and I was mind blown. I was like hearing the stories was just a big eye opener for me. I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like, to hear thrivers from like 3-4 years ago, and how some people were in the darkest place of their life, and some people couldn't get out of bed, or like they couldn't move for years. And I was just like, wow, like, this is crazy. This is awesome. And then I want to say like January, February came, and then Twin was like, let's do a local. I'm like, yes, let's do a local. Like, let's do, like, I don't know, like, where to start. So we just pulled together and threw a local. I think we had one customer show up, one new non-thriver show up, and the rest were promoters. But you know what? That was great, because not everyone was under each other. Not everyone was, it didn't really matter, right? It was just, we go out together and let's get this started. So I brought a friend, a coworker, and she was like, and like, let me tell you, everyone's story was all over the place, but who cares, right? This is where you start. You get better as you keep learning and trying, but the point is you just got to do it. And so I didn't tell my story that time, but it was a good learning curve for me. It was like, okay, look, our display was nice, our sound was stuff we were like working on, and it was great. It was a good like little get together after too. And then I was like, I did a lot of self-development, and I was just like, you know what, if I want to grow, I'm just going to throw a local. I'm going to go back to Winnipeg, and I'm going to do a local. So I lived in Vancouver at that time.
Right? That's where you're from? I'm
from Winnipeg, and I was living in Vancouver. So I was like, I don't really know that much people in Vancouver. So I'm just going to go back to, I'm going to fly back to Winnipeg and throw a local because this is where I know people. So that's what I did. I told Jackie and Twin, I'm going to go back to Winnipeg. And they're like, we'll come. I'm like, whoa, really? Cool. Okay, let's go. So that's kind of how it started. And it was literally, my first local I threw was April. And it kind of snowballed because like, I Wanna Flex Fridays like a week before that. And then on my birthday was my first feature. They featured me on the fan page, and I was just like shocked. And then it snowballed right into basically the local. And at that time, I didn't really have any promoters. Actually, I had two promoters at that time. And I had customers driving with me, and they're all from Winnipeg. So then I was like, hey, come to the local, come check it out, come hear it. I'll tell my story. And then from that, we got together with a bunch of other sidelines, and we just all told our story. And basically that's when our business blew up. Like, I was like, wasn't expecting it. It was a lot of shock because it was just like, I didn't know what to do. And it was just like a lot of people coming on board really quick. And I was just like, wow. But yeah, we just kept it going. And I was like, you know what, if I can fly back here every 2 months to do a local, I'll do it. Because what I got back in the end was more than anything. Because like, it was like your cup gets filled every time you're in the same room. And I hear it all the time from the girls that we do it with. They're like, this just lit everything. And, you know, just hearing stories, every time we do stories, we cry.
I was going to say, I can hear the emotion in your voice right now. Like, I can hear like that growth. Like, I can hear it in your voice. And you know, you guys know I'm such a crier. I'm such a crier. I can't help it. But you're true. And when you hit that growth phase and you hit that, holy crap, like aha moment, like that's what it is. It's an aha moment. It's like, I have to do this. Like, I don't want to be where I'm at anymore. I need to grow. I've got a plan. So like where Lisa was like, I need to do this many locals. You're like, okay, I'm going to fly back to Winnipeg every 2 months and come back, and we're just going to explode. But you also did things that I bet you that there are people on here right now that haven't. They sent in maybe their testimony one time and they've never been featured. Okay. So keep sending in your testimony. Keep sending it in until they do feature you. Okay. Go and get together until, like you just said, you did how many locals and you didn't even have like really any promoters. You just invited your customers. Like, you guys, you got to stop allowing yourself, depending on how many customers you have or how many promoters you have, whether or not you're going to grow. You're not going to grow until, like, you're not going to get those people until you grow into the person you need to be for those people. Like, you are not going to get those people until you grow into the person that you need to be for those people. Do you understand? Like, that's really what it comes down to. Lena, I'm excited. Like, that was your fifth one. Was that your fifth one going back to Winnipeg?
That was the fifth local, but fourth in Winnipeg.
Fourth in Winnipeg. And like, so you've stayed true to your commitment of, all right, every so many months.
I skipped the summer because I moved to Kelowna. So I'm in the suburbs now, and that kind of follows into why I'm doing vendors. But I skipped the summer because I saw that a lot of people were on vacation. A lot of people are gone, and you know, like and kids are out of school, so camping, they're just out a lot. So I was just like, you know what, I couldn't pause anything. My life life happened. We picked up and we decided to move. Basically, when I quit the bank, I put in my I quit the bank.
I love it.
So so it was like I went on the first trip to Dominican with Jackie, and that was just like everything for me. I was like surrounded by everyone, and I was just like, you know what, this is real. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like, yeah. And then I came back and I told we did the local and stuff. And I was just like, I told Twin and Jackie, I was like, I'm done. I'm going to work my butt off and quit the bank. So that's what I did. I ended up hitting, when we were in Dominican, I ended up hitting my husband's car bonus. Oh no, I took him to 4K, and then later on we hit his car bonus by the end of April, and we went to conference. He came with me. We came back, and then that's when the team went 40K. And yeah, and it just kind of just snowballed, and I was just after that, after convention, I came back, and my 2 weeks, and I was out. And then, yeah, so I dedicated my time to this completely, the whole team. And yeah, I just had to really put myself out there to do a lot more training with everyone. And I just wanted to see everyone grow. And my girls came in, they went 12K right away. It was awesome.
It's amazing.
And yeah.
It's amazing. And when you see the people coming into your team and they're having that success and they're hitting their rank advancements, there's a girl, Lisa's girl Precious. I think she's on here right now too. I think I saw her coming. She's going to be on a call tomorrow night with Chas Marie. And you guys want to know how she's on a call with Chas Marie? Because I saw Lisa shouting her out. I knew that Lisa had worked with her. So I said, listen, I want one of your girls on this call, right? And I would do that for anybody on this team. If I saw somebody's excitement and I saw them putting that energy in, that's exactly how Lisa and I ended up doing a live together, because I saw her energy and I was like, hey, let's do a live together. Let's, so forth. And that's the thing, is that you just have to decide to go for it. I'm hearing so many things about your story though, Lena, that just, it makes me just, I want to shake people, because here's the thing. You guys, there's certain months that, yes, it's tough. It's tough. And I'm going to be honest with you. This next month and a half is going to be a freaking bleh. The week of Christmas. It's interesting, okay? Like that pay following the week of Christmas, it's interesting, okay? It's probably like the lowest pay you'll have all year long. But the work that you're doing right now, all the seeds you're doing right now, when that clock strikes 12:01 on January 1st, everybody and their brother has the same goal. From January clear till, I'm going to say the end of May, people are go. Then June and July are a little bit brutal. August, people kind of start getting kicked back into it because their kids are like, it can be like that weird month. August is a weird month. June is an okay month, all right? June's okay. You normally can ride it. The company normally releases something June and July, somewhere around there, because there's normally some kind of an event. September, October is kind of like the recoup from the summer, where it was like, and then September, October goes up a little bit, and then you have that, and then you hit the explosion. But if you aren't willing to work during those times where it's lower, you're not going to ever have those explosions. And that's what people get. Yeah, please.
Mine and Jackie's business actually blew up in December. We blew up basically, yeah, that was the month we went off. Like our business that was the first time I hit a triple. So did she. I don't know how many triples she hits, but she hit a bunch, I hit a bunch, and January like took off with us with like, if you take a break right now until the end of December, because you're feeling like, hey, it's festive, nobody wants anything, no one wants to buy anything, guess what? Whoever is working, they're going to them.
Yep.
Because the end of the day, someone's looking for something, and you never know when, and if you close your door, you ain't working, you ain't getting paid.
Well, and I'll share this story, because I mean, some of you guys have heard it and some of you haven't, but I'll just say it anyways. When I was in my first company, my very first year, I missed all the bonuses. I missed all the bonuses that they had out. It was kind of like, it was like a 10K bonus, but it was like 12K rank All right. I kept on trying to hit it, couldn't hit it. In September, they changed our computer systems. Like they changed all of our systems and all the cards were getting declined. All these people were quitting and whining and bitching and complaining. And I just kept on working because I was like, well, I mean, I didn't have that many decline because I don't have that many customers yet. I'm still growing my team. So I just kept my head down and kept on plugging in, kept on doing, the events like I was saying. And I ended up ranking up in November. And then I did fall back a little bit in December, but I kept on growing. Like I kept on growing, went to conference in January. Our conference was in January. And that very next 3 months, I hit a $10,000, $15,000, and $25,000 rank and ended up making me a 5-figure a month earner. And I'll tell you, from that point, I never lost rank after that in that company until literally the month that I left the company. But the reality of it is that the people literally that don't grow ever is because they stop whenever it gets hard. And the thing is like, you have to be willing to push and grow yourself. And you said so many nuggets. I hope that people listen to, because you had this desire to get out of where it was. You just weren't satisfied. You weren't happy. You were like, okay, like I need to submit myself to do the things I'm not comfortable with. And I've got to learn. I've got to grow. I've got to read books. I've got to wake up earlier. I've got to get to events. Oh, I went to this event and holy shit. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Every single person that has gone to a lifestyle getaway, that's what ignited Twin. I mean, Twin was already on fire, which is how she earned her spot at her first getaway as a guest, guys, as a guest. That's when she looked around and realized like, holy crap. And every single getaway since, we have seen what you guys had, like 40, 50 people under Tanya. There was 50 people under Tanya's team alone in Jamaica. Like at the one before that, it was like 20, right? So it went from like 20 to 50. And the one before that, it was like, I don't know, like 10, I think. Like, you guys, you see the duplication happening. Like every single one of us. I mean, I want to see everybody be there. I realize that not everybody's going to be there, at the next getaway. But you decide now whether or not you're going to be on the next getaway, whether or not you're going to hit those ranks or whatever. I know some of you guys have already committed to Thrive Palooza, but I'm going to tell you right now, getting to conference is going to change. It's going to change your mindset. It's going to change the way that you view this industry. It's going to change the way that you view this community. It's going to change your mindset of how you view yourself and where you want to go. And there's something about it that I realize that you may not see how you're going to. My very first conference, guys, I signed up for it. I had no clue how I was going to pay. So I was figuring out how many reps I had to sell, AKA your mini experiences. Okay. I'm translating it from It Works language to Lavelle language. You figure out how many mini experiences you need to sell to get there. Right. And I'm telling you, if you have people that are going with you, you challenge them to do the same thing. You guys share a room, you bunk together, you grab pizzas, you do what it is that you can. You find the cheapest flight, or you drive, or whatever you got to do, and you find a way, because it's worth it. And I'm going to tell you, last year, Paul did. He called my name out on a call that he did, because we had the most people signed up from our team. Why do we have that? Because I'm going to tell you guys, the magic has happened and woke my eyes up. When I sat in a room and I was a rank that was between 4K and 12K, we'll just say that, when I went to my first conference, I sat in that room and I bawled my eyes out, because this girl told a story about how she was right where I was the year before, and she was a top money earner, and she was the next to highest rank in the company. And her life had completely changed because guess what? She signed a girl that was in the top 10 money earners in that entire company that year. If she had given up, that never would have happened to her. So my thought process was, my next millionaire could literally walk right by me if I don't open my mouth. So when you're at the grocery store, you give a card to somebody. You challenge yourself every day to make a new connection. Somewhere, wherever you go to Walmart, make a new friend. Challenge yourself. Make a new friend today, right? And the reality of it is, when you start doing that, when you start challenging yourself to, like Lena said, I don't have any time during the day. Guess what? She made the time. When Lisa was on vacation, she made the time because she knew what it was going to do for her and for her family. And I just, you guys, I just can't, you want to make new friends constantly, and you want to surround yourself, guys, with the people that are doing it, not the people that are complaining. I know I probably get on people's nerves when I shut the shit down about the whining and the complaining and the bitching and the moaning and the I know I probably drive people crazy when I do that, but please know that it's sincerely coming from a place that is telling you that it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for you. It's not like your actual physical health. It's not healthy to surround yourself with negativity. It's healthy to surround yourselves with people that want to grow. Like, if you came into my room right now, like, I just bought this book, Dare to Lead by Brene Brown, right? If you pull up on my, what do I have? Paul Gravett, Think and Grow Rich, right? Climb Your Own Ladder. It's just the book I have. The Magic of Business, okay? You are a mogul. Invisible Influence. These are just the books I have on my desk. Personal Finance. Why do I have this? Oh, wait, hold on. I've got more. This is about Enneagram. I don't know how many of you guys know about Enneagrams, but it's learning more about yourself. Personal growth. Doesn't have to be business, okay? Enneagram test. Profit First. I mean, I've got challenges. I don't even know. These are just the books on my desk. This isn't even the books on my bookshelf, okay? And the reality of it is like, you have to be willing and want to grow. You have to be willing and open to challenge yourself, to get a calendar and be diligent about what you put in it. Surround yourself with some positive, like, I think Tracy maybe got this for me. I thank you for the new office. You guys should see my wall. It's actually really filthy. I need to scrub it. You are doing a freaking great job. Like, this little book here, whenever I'm having like a rough day and I just need a reminder or something, like how thick it is. Every single page is something. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen, you know? And this for today, because you guys know I always read whatever the day is follow your inner moonlight. Don't hide the madness. And you guys all know that I follow that true and true. I let everybody know all my craziness. So the reality of it is let's see. Lena, is there anything that you would tell one person tonight that is on that maybe isn't where they want to be? I just throw up these random questions. Hope you're okay with that.
I'm okay with it. If you're not where you want to be, figure it out. If you are just sitting on the sideline complaining, that's on you. I think that's all.
That's like the best answer ever. That's the best answer ever, because you have to be willing to solve problems.
Yeah. If you're stuck, figure out why you're stuck. Are you just not messaging people? Are you not getting into their inbox? Are you just staying home? I moved to a new city. I'm screwed, basically. If I do not turn on my freaking phone, if I'm not messaging people, if I'm not getting my butt to the park, I'm not meeting people. I'm not opening my doors. Nobody's seeing a sticker. No one's seeing how happy I am. No one's seeing me enjoying my time with my kids. I close my doors. So if your goal is to get to 12K, it isn't the same thing as getting to 4K. You got to grow, continues to grow. And if you are in any negative space, I can guarantee you, you won't grow. You need to fish yourself out of that negativity and find some belief in yourself. Because when I first started, I was in a really, really, really negative space. I don't look like it. I may fake it and look happy on Instagram or something, but I was in such a negative space. I was around a lot of negative people, and I had to do a lot of trimming. Some were family, some were friends, some were whatever it was. I knew I needed to be in a better mindset to get where I want to be. And if I didn't grow from that, I don't think I would never grow as a person. I reflected back not too long ago, and I was just like, I think this is the first year in 20 years, I want to say, that I watched myself grow so much as a person, and I should be proud of it.
Gosh darn it, I was trying not to cry.
Sorry.
But that hit me in my soul, because that's what this year was for me. Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I see you.
Yeah. I love you guys. And I'll tell you, it's been you guys that have, like all of you guys that literally, like, I can't even tell you, because a lot of you guys haven't seen me a lot this year because I have been very focused on myself. And I beat myself up about that for a lot every other day, every day actually. But what I'm starting to realize now is, as I'm coming out the other end of it and as I've grown through it, is that you guys are getting a better version of me, than what I was. So it's a magical thing, when you actually do decide to grow. And anyways, you ladies have been wonderful, and you've had so much to share tonight, and I hope that it helps a lot of people challenge themselves to get out of their comfort zones, push themselves, grow, figure it out. There's a great book out right now. She's a best-selling author, Marie Barillo. She's on Instagram. She's pretty awesome, and her book is Everything is Figure Outable, and it's pretty badass. It's one of the books I picked up at the airport. Every time I fly, I pick up a new personal development book. It's just something I do, kind of like the snow globes I get my daughters. My daughters, for those of you guys that don't know, my daughters have snow globes from everywhere I've traveled, since pretty much about 2 years ago, because I want them to always remember to reach for the stars, because I never traveled before network marketing. And I want my girls to go and do whatever it is that they want in this world, and to never set limitations on themselves. So anyways, I thank both you ladies and all of you guys for hopping on with us tonight. And yeah, I'll put the recording up. It probably won't be up till tomorrow, because I'm going to get my ass on the bike and work out. And then I'm going to go to bed so I don't tempt myself to eat. So I love you guys, and thank you so much. Everybody have a good night.